Hi, this is Aaliyah Ott with Investors in Action, and I wanted to share with you some information about doing due diligence on your real estate investment properties. Now, my partners and I, we invest in self-storage properties, which is one type of asset class. What self-storage is, it is a real estate investment project. Maybe you've driven down the road or in warehouse districts where you'll see like Public Storage or U-Haul. That's essentially what self-storage properties are. They're the place that you go when you have excess stuff. Maybe your garage is, you got a 3-car garage or a 2-car garage, but you can't even fit the car in because there's so many boxes and bikes and stuff just gathering dust. And a lot of times people, they'll downsize. Maybe they're moving to a city or they're going through some sort of life transition and they just need a place for their things to go. Well, self-storage is where it goes. And this is actually one area that's trending upwards, unlike maybe retail spaces where people are working from home a little bit more. And so retail or office spaces in some markets are declining in occupancy. Self-storage is increasing in occupancy simply because we as a society have a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of emotional attachments that people have to their items. But I digress. I was going to share with you about due diligence. Now, due diligence is making sure that when you're buying a property, you're looking at all the different aspects of where things can go well, where things can go wrong, and making sure that the seller is being honest with the information that they're providing you. Sometimes they don't have a lot of information. Perhaps the property was inherited or reacquired by a bank. And in those cases, you'll have to do a little bit more digging in terms of the data collection. So on a self-storage property, I'm just going to give you the highlights of a few things that we look for. One is the location. So looking at the overall demographics. Where is this property located? Not only where is it located geographically within the country, in the metro market, but also does it have street exposure? And this is a really critical factor for the types of properties that we're buying. We have to have it in the area where there's plenty of street traffic and people passing by the property, because that's the #1 driver for tenants in self-storage typically, is just location and access and street and sign recognition, people just driving by the property. Second thing that we look for. Now, this is really tailored more towards our technique of filling up a property, but because we partner with U-Haul, one of the things we look at is the saturation of rental trucks in the area where we're buying the property. Now, if there's a U-Haul 2 blocks that direction and 4 blocks that direction, it might not be a great property for us. We won't know until we look at other factors to make sure, but we don't want to have too much competition in the truck rental space, because that's one of our key factors for filling up a property. Another item is, again, the overall demographics. What is the make of the town that we're looking at purchasing in? Is it on the incline as far as population? Is it on a decline as far as population? How many other properties? I mentioned the U-Haul in terms of making sure that we don't have a lot of competition. But what about other storage properties in the area? And are they full? When we pick up the phone and do a little bit of calling around in our homework, do they have rental units available? If they don't, that could be a really good sign that the market is saturated with occupants and that we won't have a problem filling up our properties. Another final piece is the overall population size and how much they make. We're looking for people who are making an average income as a household of $50,000 plus, as well as a population size of 50,000 or more. So overall, those are some of the key factors that we're looking at in doing due diligence.